Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
This is UMAR for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. It's very late at night. I'm joined by Ben Davison. We've just seen Anthony Joshua defend his world titles and stop Stoppage Pulev. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I was impressed in certain moments. You know, you can definitely see the work that he's been putting in. Showed some nice variety. And there was a bit of a blend between the sort of Ruiz 2 style and the sort of typical Anthony Joshua that we knew, which I think was good. You can certainly see the differences in his non-punching activity, in his lead hand, creativeness, in his variety of rhythms, and different looks, which is something that he certainly needed to add to his game. Obviously, there's still areas to work on his game. I think that there was a few times there, something that I'd call an L step, but he was doing an L step and breaking his base when he really just needed a textbook step and slide, keep his base underneath him. And when you've got your base underneath you, subconsciously the opponent knows that you're ready to go again. And it would have bought him a bit of time. Like I said about the lead hand work, nice creative lead hand work offensively, but I felt like it was too easy for Pulev to break the distance for Joshua defensively, although Joshua which I was impressed with, was half riding some shots, which I was impressed with. Not seen him do too much of that before. He was taking his feet out, but Pulev was still able to break the distance. I think that with all the creative lead hand work that he's now showing offensively, I think that he needs to add a stiff arm on his way out of distance. But, you know, you can certainly see areas that he's working on his game. The round 4 was a very strange one, but overall it was a solid performance, I thought. I mean, obviously there was a few areas where I thought, but you know, you can certainly see that he's getting confidence and getting confidence in that new style and developing, should I say.
Ben, do you think he tired after the third round, Anthony?
I don't know if in the back of his mind he was thinking 12 rounds here, be smart. But there's a way of so effectively what he's learning to do is he's learning by adapting this new style, what he's doing. Effectively what he's learning is he's learning to control the fight without actually having to punch. The art of war is to learn to subdue the opponent without having to go to war. So he's learning to control the opponent without having to punch. That's when you really master. If you constantly got a punch to keep an opponent off of you, the opponent's always in a fight. If you can control the opponent without having to punch with your non-punching activity, that's the art of it. So when he decided to come out in the 4th round and he sort of, let's say it was to take a bit of a rest, what he should have done was still kept, okay, he's just put Pulev on his arse twice. Pulev's going to be wary. He should have come out. And sometimes boxing is like a game of poker. You get dealt a bad hand. So let's say Joshua's thinking, okay, I've put a lot into that round 3, but he's still here. Let me go out and bluff him. He could have gone out there with a high tempo of non-punching activity and bluffed Pulev to say, I'm going to go again. And could have just controlled Pulev and not allowed Pulev to gain any momentum. But he sort of made the fight a bit difficult by slowing the pace down. And Pulev's an experienced guy, and I think he thought, okay, let me try and press the pace now. And he ended up giving Pulev a load of momentum, which then made it a difficult or gave him some tricky moments. So that was an interesting one, but yeah.
Is that where you think Tyson Fury wins the fight in terms of when he isn't punching? He's such a master at what he does. You've said this all the time, and it's a well-known fact how good Tyson is. What you were just talking about there, is that where he wins the fight against Anthony Joshua?
To a degree, I think the biggest factor between Joshua and Tyson is Tyson. I always sort of not gave Joshua stick. I didn't give him stick, but I'd always rank him that little bit lower than the rest of the competitors because of he was a little bit one-dimensional. But now he's starting to show versatility. And that's fantastic. That's brilliant. That's great that he's working on that. But Tyson's extremely versatile and comfortable being versatile. He's comfortable pressing the action, keeping it long. He's comfortable pressing the action, making it short. He's comfortable at all distances. He's comfortable orthodox. He's comfortable southpaw. And, you know, that's a really hard thing to overcome because if something's working for Joshua, Tyson can take that away. And there will be moments in the fight where adjustments have to be made, certainly. And that's why it's become a more of an intriguing fight now because there are layers to Anthony Joshua now that weren't there before. But like I say, I just think Tyson's more versatile and he's non-punching activity rate is through the roof, and he's constantly got the opponent having to be aware and being reactive, which allows him to control the opponent. So, but like I say, listen, that was a good performance, and you know, it's impressive to see the adjustments that Joshua's made. Although he's not got it down to a T, obviously, and I think that he would say that himself, and that's an asset that he's got there. He'd say that himself, but you know, adding layers to his game, it's impressive, you know.
Just before I let you go, you mentioned there was a few things that did impress you. What were they in specific?
That did impress me.
That didn't impress you?
There was just like that round 4 where, you know, he effectively gave Pulev momentum. Pulev didn't come out and take momentum. Joshua gave it to him by the way that he handled that, whatever it was, whether it was a case of we've got 12 rounds here, you know, I thought he could have been a little bit smarter and maybe played poker with him and just bluffed him. He might have been thinking, could do with a round off here. Well, high level of non-punching activity can help you control the opponent without having to exchange, control the pace, bluff Pulev thinking, I'm still a threat. And Pulev may have thought, right, let me just see this round out. Like I say, there was a few times where he was a lot more creative with the different looks that he was giving and the variety of rhythms and the lead hand work and his prep work for his offense. But there was a few times he would take there's different types of footwork, you know, different distances means a different type of steps that I'll take. And sometimes Joshua was taking steps that you'd take at double distance when you're at distance, what I'd call engaged. You're one step away from each other. It should have been a step slide and it was an L step and these kind of things. But it's all areas that you work on, you know. The stiff arm on the way out of distance, I thought he could have improved on. And sometimes, like I said, the prep work was a lot better, but there was as well often I felt like there were certain movements that was done because it was sort of a case of I've seen this done, so I'm going to do this, rather than I'm going to do this because, you know, without the understanding of the intent behind the movement. But I don't want to make that as a negative because, like I say, I'm impressed that he's adding layers to his game. So, yeah, overall, I thought it was a good performance. And I've got to say, I want to apologise to Pulev because I although if he got blown away in the third round, it's a bit different. But what I want to apologise for is I thought that, you know, it just goes to show how much having that will and desire to win can take you. And he showed a lot of grit, a lot of desire, a good chin, and a will to win. And you know, it kept him in the fight at World Championship level, and he made a good fight of it, I thought. So, you know, he should be proud of his performance.
Yeah, I agree with that. Some of the uppercuts that Joshua hit Klitschko with sent him flying, and when he hit Pulev with them, he was laughing at him.
Also, Joshua hit Pulev flush with some good shots there as well. And sort of gradually had to take him apart. Klitschko was putting Pulev over with single shots. So, how hard did Klitschko hit?
I think that one answers itself. Ben, thank you for your reaction to tonight's events, and we'll catch up soon, all right? Get some sleep.
Yeah. See you in a bit, mate.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.